Hi, Sherry Dinkins again. As you're working on your argument essay, only one of those many quotes needs to be from the database. So if you have difficulty using the database, you don't always find stuff you want, the other ones can be from other sources, but we want to make sure they're authoritative. One of the notes that I make under the argument essays, please don't use debate.org or procon.org. One of them just isn't very reputable. It basically has just opinions from people named like Go Guy 99, I'm just like, who's that? The other one actually steals quotes from other sources, so also avoid Wikipedia, Reddit, and kind of forums and blogs. The database for ICC is a great place in newspapers, but you can also Google stuff. So what I want to show you is my original argument, and this was about PFASs, and gosh, I need to kind of make some corrections to my outline. And there we go, a little bit better. So I found one that I'm kind of on the fence about whether I should put this one down here or if I should put an environment. I'm going to leave it there for now. But because my original article might have had something in there that I did want. So I'm going to kind of look at it. Let's see. Drinking water, something, something, something. It's a menace. But it doesn't, it says people are being poisoned every day. Wow, that's a pretty strong statement. I'm going to actually steal that for now. Until I find, oh, no, let's do this one. Not only do blah, 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 but they also pose a long-term risk. So I'm going to copy that statement. This one's a little bit different than other stuff that I've used. Kind of put it down here for now and then decide where I want it later on. And whenever I kind of paste something in, it always gives up my formatting, but I can definitely fix that. This is a statement from somebody within the article that's being interviewed. So it's a little bit different than just regular stuff where you just say the author's last name. So I'm going to go back in here and see who's talking. Somebody named Peasley. Okay, so I'm going to say Peasley quoted in, and then find the name of the newspaper writer's name. Whoever wrote this article. Matthew Daly, D-A-L-Y. So I'm going to use that. So what I'm doing is I'm creating an in-text citation that says this person's talking and this person published the article. They're the author. So that kind of helps me figure out who is who. And I don't want to pretend that Daly said that. Daly didn't say that. Peasley said that. In this one, this person, I think Zayed Abanata was actually the one talking. So I always want to know who's talking or who's writing and make sure that that's really correct at the end there. Now, when I go to the end and make a works cited, all I need to do is remember this person's name. Now, my works cited entries are always in order. So I'm going to see what his or her first name is. Matthew, I knew it was Matthew. And you may be thinking, well, Sherry, how do you know all that stuff? How do I figure out all that stuff? That's fine. We have an MLA little guide to kind of click on right there, MLA format, and you can click here to figure out what do I put where. You can also have tutors in the studio help you. That's fine. You can visit me during office hours. This one has electronic sources, so short work from a website. Last name, first name, title in quote marks. There's a period. Title of the website, comma, the publisher, if that, the date in a special format. So you can kind of just say, does mine look like this, or am I kind of goofing it up? So let's go ahead and go on back to our, he's from Associated Press. It's posted June 15th. This is a fairly new article. I'm going to copy the URL, and it's from ciproud.com. So I'm going to, gotta put the title of the article. Study Health of U.S. Cosmetics. I would copy it, but I kind of get irritated with the, it's always changing everything. Half of U.S. cosmetics contain toxic chemicals. And you may be wondering, why am I putting that in upper and lowercase except for the word of, which is an article? This one actually has upper and lowercase, so I'm just keeping it consistent. If this one was lowercase o, lowercase b, then I would make this one the same. So just kind of keeping them consistent. This is from CI Proud, which is a website. I'm going to put a comma there. And it was June 15th. So this is the correct way to do, we do it in international format, kind of is what it's called. Then I put the URL, and then I go. That's it. That's all I have to do. I do want to put ciproud.com in italics because they're the sponsoring website. Let's see if CI Proud is owned by anyone. So let's kind of see. Next Star Media. I never would have known that. Doggone it. So after this we put next, shoot, I can't remember how to say their name, next star media, I think it's incorporated. Yes. Incorporated. They're the owners. They publish CI Proud. They own that magazine or own that publication. It's actually a newspaper. So when I go to the next one to put my next works cited entry, I want to get rid of this blue link. So I'm going to kind of hover over it or click on it. And I'm going to click remove link and it gets rid of it. There's a similar process if you're using Microsoft Word. So that's a good way to kind of use my original article. But if I want to find new articles, I'll just put babies for now because I haven't gotten anything of that. I'm getting PSA public website. I don't even know what this stuff is. So I kind of want to go back and see. They also call them fluorine. They also call them forever chemicals. So I'm going to kind of alter my forever chemicals effect on babies. Kind of see if I get better results. And I'm getting some results, but I might also get kind of weird results, like people just talking on websites. So what I want to do is I want to kind of just maybe click on news. That's one way to kind of just get down to articles that talk about just news articles that might be more trustworthy. If I'm not sure I want to do that, I can also do something called Google Advanced Search. So I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to go to Advanced Search. Click on the results there. I want to have the words PSAS, and I want to put any of these words. Baby, you can see I was looking for this earlier. Unborn, pregnancy, pregnant. So I'm kind of trying to put anything that any of these words. So I want PSAs, I want forever chemicals I'm going to wait right now on, and I can actually tell it I only want nonprofit organizations. So let's do advanced search and see what comes out. So I'm getting a lot of PSAs, so I'm going to use the term, I'm just going to delete this and say forever chemicals and see what I get now. So I'm getting better results. Let's say I don't want nonprofit organizations. Let's say I want to have, I think Forever Chemicals is coming up because they're not getting it confused with public service announcements in plural. Let's say I want things from an organization. I've already got that. I'm going to do .edu, which is just educational places. So Indiana University, Boston University, and these could actually, pregnancy, yikes, that sounds pretty good. So let's say, it says they're just examining things right now. They're not really finding things, they're examining things. Pregnancy complications. I'm going to check Northwestern. Let's see what they do. So instead of reading the whole article, what I can do is I can do CTRL F and do the word pregnancy. So all of a sudden, oh wow, that's bad, right? This whole quote actually could help that one area where I say it's bad for people. Doggone it, this one's easy to do, huh? Let's go back to the unborn babies. I'm going to paste this in here and we're going to work with it. And here's the thing, I only want to use part of this quote. I don't want to use the whole thing. If I want to talk about kidney and testicular cancer, I could paste it in this area and use it there. But I only want to use pregnancy complications. I don't want to lie about what I'm doing, but what I do want to do is I want to do ... which actually tells people I'm cutting off part of this quote and there's more in the middle. So I'm going to also do it at the end and say ... There's more to come if you want to read the whole article. Whoops, I think I cut out too much. I needed to have part of that. Would link the chemical to, and I'm just going to go right here to pregnancy. Complications also related to colitis. Okay, that's much better. So what it does is it's telling people, hey, I put a ... in the center. Okay, and now I'm ready to figure out who wrote this and what to do with my works cited page. So let's go back up here. It's by Laura Castanon, and I'm going to go ahead and put her last name there. And so basically I've got part of my information. I'm going to get rid of this stuff. I mean, if you have colitis, I'm sure you do care about it. But what I want to do is just kind of put that ... Pretty sure it's hooked up. I'd have to make sure about my punctuation there. So make sure that people know I took something out of here and I took something out of here. So we're using those dots, they're actually called ellipses, to say we shortened it, we changed it somewhat, so people don't think we're kind of just making up stuff ourselves. So it looks pretty good. It does talk about pregnancy complications, which of course affects babies. Now we're going to create a works cited entry for this. There's our works cited. So I wonder if I can do the accent on them. Make sure she's in between the A and the other one. And, oops. And I think it's called Here's What You Need to Know About the Forever Chemicals. I'm going to kind of follow the example from the other ones. Here's what you need to know about forever chemicals. The forever chemicals in your food, water, and air. It's telling me to put a capital Y there. My computer knows more than I do. Awesome. And I need to find out where that's from. News at Northwestern. And they use the @ sign, so I'm going to use it just like they do. And then I'm going to see if they're actually owned by anyone. Probably Northwestern University, I'm sure. Northeastern. God, I can't believe it says Western. Sorry about that. And if you're wondering, Sherry, how do you know that stuff? I just go back to this under the MLA format, how to cite sources using MLA. I start searching through this, what is it supposed to look like? What am I supposed to include? What is all that stuff I need to have there? So it's not that anybody's a genius here. I've just done it for a long time, and you'll get used to it too. This one needs to be italics, the other one doesn't. So we never want to have these duplicated. Like I never want to say ciproud.com, ciproud.com. I want to make sure the owner, if there is one, is the next place. So I'm going to go back here and see when this was actually published. Probably October 23, 2019. That's not too bad. So that's October 23rd, 2019. And then I put the URL and I'm done. So there are different places that will create, like there is, I think in Microsoft Word, it will create an entry for you. It's often riddled with errors. So I'd love to say that all those automatic engines work great and you'll never have to fix anything, but they're often kind of a lot of work to fix everything. So I often tell people, hey, just go back and forth and put these specific areas in. You're going to be fine. All that stuff. And notice that Ruby's just she's the photo person, not the writer. So I always use the writer's name. And you can find a lot of stuff just on the page you're looking at. So you can use kind of a shortcut where something says it will create, there's actually a Chrome extension. I've used it, it messes it up every time. And then I end up going back through here to kind of figure out how do I need to fix it. So in some cases, if you're just Googling documents and you find stuff you like, it's just easier to kind of set this up on your own. You can also have me or the tutors in the studio actually help you kind of figure out what works best. So as you're finding quotes for each area, I want at least 2 for each of these body paragraphs. And then these are going to become body paragraphs. And basically, I'm going to take this whole thing, take out the words thesis statement. I'm going to write an introduction before this. I'm going to get the whole thing formatted. I haven't done that yet. What I want to do is make sure that I'm on track for writing my whole essay by having good quotes that I can write before and after and kind of plump them up and explain them to the reader without re-quoting any of those specifics, I just want to explain it in layman's language, get ready for the next quote, talk about how that's involved, and then kind of explain that quote, maybe use a third quote, explain that quote. Then I want to use a closing sentence, which repeats basically the topic sentence in a different way, and then just move to the next body paragraph. So it gets a little more clear as you do it more and more. Thanks so much for watching this, and don't forget that those that MLA information is here for you, and tutors are here for you, and I'm here for you. Thanks for watching.